So let me just quickly talk about Marks and Spencer's. This isn't a harassment video on Marks and Spencer's, just an observation. I love Marks and Spencer's. I think it's a really good company. I really like the food, and I like the way they work. I like the way they're owned, everything about them. If there's a petrol station that has a Marks and Spencer's involved with it, I'll go there instead of to the shitty On the Run, whatever that bullshit is. Someone's getting busted by the Rozzers. First point, Marks and Spencer's. Why is it always so cold? It's freezing in there. It's absolutely freezing. Like, even on like a hot summer's day, it's freezing. On a cold winter's night, it's freezing. I think they must be single-handedly responsible for global warming, climate change. Maybe they're trying to cool the climate down. But the energy it must take to cool their shops down to that kind of temperature. Honestly, if I go out in a t-shirt, I have to put a jumper on to go into Marks and Spencer's. We're talking about the food hall, by the way. We're talking about the food area. So that's something they need to address. It's too cold. It's putting me off going there. What is this utter fuckstick doing? I mean, what are you just going to stop in the middle of the road for? There's no other traffic behind that stupid bitch. And the second point, and I understand why they do this. It's like a customer service thing. But the guy, bless him, last night, I think he might have been new, but they're obviously told by their managers that, you know, this is Marks and Spencer's. We want to, you know, make our customers feel good and welcome and happy and talk to them. You've got to talk to them. So every time you go into M&S, you always end up having this weird, fake conversation about anything, just because you can just tell they're incentivized to do it. And I don't mind having a chat, you know, about something briefly. That's absolutely fine. But last night, this poor bloke obviously didn't know what to talk about, and I bought my sad, lonely old man microwave meal for one, my seafood linguine, the Be Good to Yourself range. And as he was checking it through the till, he was like, "Oh, that looks nice." I was like, "Oh yeah, it is nice." He went, "Oh." And then he opened it. He actually slid the sleeve off and had a good look at all the prawns and shit inside. And I was like, "Oh, hang on, that's a bit invasive. That's my linguine. It's for my eyes only." And he went, "Yeah." But he didn't just kind of have a glance at it. He had a good old, you know, he even gave it a little shake to reveal the scallops. I felt invaded. And I'm not sure, after about 10 seconds, which is an awfully long time to just be staring at a seafood linguine, uncooked, he went, "Looks nice." It's like, yeah, well, it doesn't look nice to me anymore. It's been fingered by you. Stop fingering my fish! Anyway, M&S, whatever. I genuinely, I really do like all their products. All of them. I'd be happy to eat anything in there. It is expensive, but you get what you pay for. I prefer to have one nice meal than 4 shit ones. So it kind of, it doesn't lead me on, but this, so don't go on like a campaign like, yeah, fuck M&S, fuck this, fuck that, just because I made 2 points about M&S. There's too much trial by social media going on, and I feel really disgusted by it. And I'm kind of guilty of it, but I don't mean to be guilty of it. It's like the high-vis vest thing I put up the other day, the polite notice. There's some, I mean, I know I was aggressive in that video, but it's just a video. It's just a silly little thing that I say off the top of my head. You know, it's not like, I haven't spent years researching it, and I kind of almost, well, I went round in this weird guilty circle because it got featured on some break time website. So a load of people went there, and everyone, you can see in the comments, it's really, I actually kind of put myself in that guy's position, thought, oh god, that would actually be really horrible if that was me. And I went round in this massive circle of kind of actually feeling sorry for the guy, and thinking, oh no, maybe I shouldn't have put that up, maybe that was a bit too aggressive, blah blah blah. And this is all just sat in my lounge, talking to myself in my own mental brain. And then after about an hour, I then realised the main point of it, which is no, because anyone who wears a polite notice is a fucking dick. But it doesn't mean that, you know, we all have to go on this. It's so easy for someone to put a comment on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube and just slag someone off and not really think about it, or go, yeah, fuck this. So that stuff you'd never say to someone's face, ever. And when I go on these vitriolic rants, I never say it to anyone's face. I'm saying it in my own world, but it just so happens that I'm broadcasting it, which, you know, I do have issues with. I do look back at it and think, well, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, whatever. He's a dick. But there's so much of this trial by Twitter going on, and it is ridiculous. The latest case, actually, this is disgusting for the human society we live in. This is terrible on so many levels. So there's a female Viagra pill. Can't remember what it's called. PP or something. I don't know. It's pink, and it's been submitted to the FDA, which is the drug administrator kind of sign-off guys in the States, several times, and it's been rejected. Then the pharmaceutical company who made this drug then went on like a marketing campaign and a social media campaign and a PR awareness, saying it was sexist, that women didn't have the same access to sexual libido drugs as men. And guess what? It got a load of fucking signatures, and everyone's like, yeah, fuck this, yeah, oh god, it's sexist, yeah. The FDA then just went, yeah, okay, it's approved. Even though it can cause sudden blackouts and all sorts of side effects. They went, yeah, okay. Because social media pushed it in that direction. Even though it's the wrong thing to do. That is so wrong. I mean, those are the facts. Well, those are the snippets of information. Again, I'm only fed information by the media, which is all corrupt and full of shit anyway, so my information may be wrong. But if that is the case, if that has happened, then we are in a whole lot of trouble. Oh, cock. And who was that guy that lost his job? What did he do? Oh, yeah. He's like I want to say just a science man. I don't know what he did, but he was like a lecturer at a top university, and he'd won a Nobel Prize. He'd done all sorts of amazing stuff throughout his career. He was an old boy now, and he said something like in a off-the-cuff remark about women scientists, like that he falls in love with them and they cry easily, or something silly, like off the cuff. Not like in a paper or anything like that. And there was this backlash on Twitter. Everyone jumped in there like, fuck you can't say that, no. And because it's so easy for all these millions of people out there just to put their retweet without really thinking about it, the guy lost his fucking job and got fucked up, basically, and just made out like his whole career is now, all he's going to be remembered for now is being a sexist cunt, even though he's not. And his own wife was like, yeah, he does say silly things. Everyone says silly things. Yeah, it wasn't the best thing to say, but it's not worth losing your career and job over, is it? It's just illegal like this. Wake up. It's just... Let's do a skip. It's not right, is it? It's not right. It's not the right thing to do. To put everyone in a situation where just because you've got a high social media following and you want to get something across, you get all your minions to go over and do stuff. And in the past I've been kind of guilty of that, I suppose. But now I'm learning a lesson by it. Going, actually, I've got to think twice before I say stuff, and that element there, that I've got to think twice before I say stuff, is what changes a YouTube channel from The early days when everyone keeps like banging on at me about going, oh, can we have some videos like the early ones when I just talk about shit and be really aggressive and shout at people. I can't do that now because more people watch it, and therefore I didn't ask for more people to watch it, but the fact that more people do watch it means it carries more weight, and therefore it means I should be more responsible as a person. So therefore it gets more vanilla. There's nothing you can do about that. You can't be aggressive and a wanker anymore. And that polite vest video is a perfect example of that. Whereas if I'd have put that up 3 years ago, it would have just disappeared into the mire of other shit on the internet. So trial by social media is just it's not good. Everyone jumps to a conclusion before. I do it as well, but I'm not saying I'm infallible. Not at all. But if someone appears to have done something wrong, then it needs to be guilty until proven innocent. No, it's innocent until proven guilty. You've got to take that information, go, okay, well, let's do a trial and let's actually look at the facts before outrageous headlines make you click retweet, because it's not right. Boing, boing. I did that once. I was riding along and I put my mirrors out, and a corner came up, and for some reason I thought these were handlebars. I tried to steer the bike. I was like, ah! What a bell end!